just heard was me reaching new levels of bastardization over Meshuggah tunes, okay? So I literally just took a section out of that middle instrumental part of By the Ton and chopped it up and looped it. It's a 17 bar section, and I just chose it because it sounded right, even though the phrasing of it's super whacked. I just figured it just sort of worked my ears. And then what I wanted to do was derive harmony from the riff, which, to put it bluntly, is a really stupid idea. And the reason why is because the riff is moving too quickly for you to even reasonably think that there is very much harmony going on. You know, there's no actual chord changes. There's just notes that happen and then a brief moment of harmony that is implied by those notes. And Meshuggah, what they're experts in is contour. That's what they do. They write lines with super good contour, so the harmony's constantly pulling you all over the place. That's why it's so engaging. So there is definitive harmony, and you can hear it if you listen really closely, but it's super hard to tell what it is because it lasts for like, you know, 1 beat or 2 beats. So if you want to compare this to like a jazz chord change scenario, in jazz, at the fastest, you'll see chord changes going by on every beat, but the tempo's really, really slow, you know? This is like the changes are going by sometimes every half beat, and the tempo is like, you know? It's just ridiculous. Like, I really want to do this because I've done By the Ton. It was one of the first Meshuggah Mondays I ever did, but I just played the tune. And this time I was like, man, there's so much happening. So I'm literally just going to walk you through the chord changes that I found, if you will, you know? And you just heard that solo. Tell me in the comments, did that sound right to your ears? Did it sound like I was even following like anything logical? Or was it just like, why are you doing that? Why are you just playing random shit over Meshuggah? You know, you tell me, literally, I want to know. So here's what I first thought. The first part of that cycle is... No, that's it. That's all you get. That's all the information there is. So right out of the gate, I'm seeing F sharp altered or G melodic minor. The riff starts on an F sharp, and then it hits a G, and then a B flat. That's all you get. That's the only information you get. So, you know, other people might hear it as another thing. I heard it as that F sharp altered vibe, and the reason why is because very quickly it's just snatched right out of your, you know, ears. Like you're in that F sharp land, and then, oh, suddenly you are no longer in F sharp. As soon as that hits F, you're in some other key. That's what I'm saying about Meshuggah being really good at, hold on. Technical idiocy. Good, get out of here, son. Good, get out of here. Just like using sessions that have tons and tons of clips of Meshuggah chops that I've made over the years, or over the months, however long it's been doing this. Yeah, so you come down here, and that F natural takes you straight out of F sharp altered. You are so not there anymore. Where are you? Well, I'll tell you where I think you are. For a quick little second, I'm talking a beat and a half, you get F major 7, sharp 5. I'm thinking... You know, it's so quick that an arpeggio works best, you know, where you're not even trying to actually play a scale that relates to F major 7 sharp 5. You're just trying to play the notes that just like punch up with the Meshuggah riff. That's what you're trying to do here. So it's a new approach to playing chord changes. Don't actually play a chord change. Play the good notes only, you know. Don't play too many notes because you don't have very many to choose from. So you got that quick little go to F sharp, major 7, sharp 5. It's a good voicing. I've never even played that before. Oh man, good. You saw it here. Whatever, Meshuggah Monday 60 or 59 or something. Okay, then where you go? Well, guess what? You go down to a D natural. That pulls you so far out of F major 7, sharp 5 that you have to acknowledge it. And guess what it is? I see that as D major 7 sharp 5. It's parallel. It's a super parallel idea. Now, what can be distracting here is the fact that you have these chromatic notes that make you think, you're like, no, there's no way it's reaching a D major. Like, that could be from, like, A blues. Like, You know what I mean? Like those chromatic blues notes. No. Those are, what do you call that? Leading tones or something? They're pulling you down to that root. They're not taking you around it. They're not landing on some other, chord tone. They're landing on the root. So that's what you got to realize. That took me a minute to figure it out. I was like, no, there's no way it's D major. It's like, yeah, it is. Listen closely. Okay, so where do we go after this D major? Oh, yeah. Real quick, tonicizing down a half step to D flat major. So for a quick moment, we got a polytonal moment. I'm thinking this is D flat major and F major at the same time. But it's a very fine line because it's also just F major sharp 5, F major 7 sharp 5, or F augmented, which all has D flat. But when I'm playing on that solo, what I'm hearing is, I'm hearing an E flat in there. Like I'm hearing I'm hearing a lick that resolves to an A flat, essentially. So A flat's not in F major. That's where I'm getting that D flat major sound from. But the only notes that are being played are C, D flat, and F. Those are the only notes you get. So I'm obviously deriving a lot out of this. All right, so then when we come to, so we get out a D flat thing. Oh yeah, so here we go, right? My notes are A flat, I got the 9th on F sharp, G sharp, and I got A natural, I got the 3rd, and I got the 11. Why does F sharp sound right to me? It just does. I don't know. Does it sound right to you? You know what I mean? Like, I have no real reason to think that it's an F sharp chord. All I have. But to me, I'm like. Like, I don't know. That's where my ears are telling me to go. Okay, and then really quick, you're pulled out of it in the same way. You're going. When you hit that G, you know you're not in F sharp sus anymore. You're in some G place. And what did I think of on that G? You know what? I think when I came to that, I was mostly just really trying to nail the line. Because sometimes the only thing you can do is play the same notes that Meshuggah played, You probably heard me do that in solo. Like, sometimes I wasn't even trying to imply any harmony. I'm just trying to play up an octave, like... And I know I'm going to end up in E major. Going down to E flat, little side step, and that E flat major is. It has the bass going to a D and an E flat too, so it's like. Like how do you even, what do you think of? I think of, maybe it's an E flat major 7 over D. I felt like the notes in E flat major 7 work really well, so that's why I went there. And then you're coming straight out of it. Bam! I literally don't even know what scale I would call that. It's some type of this scale. We've all heard that before. That's from something, right? I don't know what that's called. You tell me what it's called. But it's definitely an A flat kind of moment, and you also have B for sure. So it's an A flat minor moment, and you have the 5. So it's but you have some kind of diminished vibe, I'll call it, or whatever. I don't know, bluesy vibe even. And then that's where I cycled the riff, right? And that's the turnaround lick. So that brings me back to the.